This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And Wyoming Sports Talk Today being brought to you by our fine local sponsors, Taco John's of Cheyenne, located on the South Greeley Highway, on KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, corner of Del Range and Ridge, and at the corner of Pershing and Ridge. Get your fix with Taco John's today. Kia Cheyenne over on Nation Way, where AJ and the crew invite you to come on by. Yes, we know weather is impending, but again, the lineup of Kias right now, well, I'll tell you what, they are just waiting to be test drove and then taken home. So again, check out the remaining 19s on the lot where you can get some big savings. And of course, the 20s that are there right now for your inspection. Kia of Cheyenne on Nation Way. Platte Valley Bank Types 2 just sat down with my good buddy Rick Flood over at Platte Valley Bank, the president over on Vanda High. Again, they have their other location on the east side over on College and Pershing. Again, offering you a plethora of banking services. Yeah, you know, you just think checking account, savings account. There's more to that with Platte Valley Bank times 2 here in Cheyenne. Chick-fil-A at Windmill and Del Range. Mother Nature says, you know what? You might want to, stock up. Well, good place to go get dinner and grab for the gang and maybe put some in the refrigerator and then heat it up in the microwave. Grab some Chick-fil-A goodies from Ray and Cindy's place right there at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, right across from Powers Field. And Menards, they're open for 3 squares Monday through Saturday. Medicare Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. They are open Monday through Saturday. B&B Appliance and TV at 714 Central Avenue, where they service what they sell. And thank you again to Bruce and the crew over there. Love the new microwave at Casa de Perotti. Lennox Auto Body over on Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center on Pershing Boulevard. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, you guys better ramp it up. You're going to be a little busy here because Mother Nature looks like she's going to be shaking her nasty fist at a lot of auto drivers. First Tier Bank, 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Right across the street is Mondello's Pizzeria. But real quick about First Tier Bank. They have some great CD rates going on right now. Tim and the great staff want to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. Thank you and they're very thankful for you as well, too, over at First Tier Bank. But again, check out the great CD race they got going on. Mondello's Pizzeria, as I mentioned before, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, directly across the street. Joe and the great staff over there, they put together Paisan cuisine at its best. 7 days a week. Obviously, they're going to take some time off for the Thanksgiving holiday. So maybe you want to grab some pie here for the Monday night game and get some other goodies as well, too, just in case the weather gets nasty. Joe says come on by, check out what he has over there at Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And it's scoreboard time. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Well, before we get into the scoreboard, as you've kind of mentioned plenty of times here again about that weather, at least impending weather here in Cheyenne, or at least in southeast Wyoming. Again, we are in a winter storm warning that is in effect until at least 6 p.m. Tuesday. Again, 6 p.m. Tuesday is how long this warning does remain in effect. Heavy snow is expected. Total snow accumulations of about 10 to 20 inches here in the city of Cheyenne. Blowing snow possible, especially on Tuesday. Strong, at least northeasterly winds gusting up to 35 to 40 miles per hour. So again, winter storm warning in effect for the city of Cheyenne. Outside, going towards Laramie between Buford and also to Vitavue, there is a blizzard warning out there where conditions are going to be expected to be a lot worse. So anticipate that I-80, I-25 around at least these parts should be closed at least sometime later on tonight. Scoreboard, at least from this past weekend, LCCC men's soccer in action in the at least Division I men's soccer championship semifinal as they took on Eastern Florida State College down there in Tyler, Texas. Where unfortunately, LCCC, their season has come to an end after losing to the Titans 4-0 for head coach Vince Gibson and his Golden Eagles. They finish off the season 16-5-1, and again, their first ever appearance in the semifinals in the at least national championship tournament. LCCC men's basketball, they are underway right now. We're waiting at least a score, at least a final score from Trinidad, Colorado as they braved the trip. They got on the road super early today as they had a start time at 2 o'clock at Trinidad State Junior College, taking on at least that squad. So hopefully we'll be able to pass along a final score there from Trinidad, Colorado. There are also two contests we'll have this Saturday. I do want to at least remind folks on 1480 KRAE as we were supposed to have a broadcast tomorrow. That has been canceled. Instead, our next at least LCCC broadcast will be coming up this Saturday as we'll join the men on the road at Utah State Eastern. That is Saturday, 3 o'clock tip-off time out there at Price, Utah. For LCCC women's basketball, again, that game, as I mentioned, Tuesday coming up at least has been canceled. It has been rescheduled to December 10th, where we will have both men and women at Otero Junior College. Again, times to be determined, but again, the game tomorrow for LCCC has been canceled down there in La Junta, Colorado. Last but not least, NHL action for tonight. A few games on the slate. Tampa Bay Lightning at home. They will host the Buffalo Sabres. Minnesota Wild will travel to Madison Square Garden to see the New York Rangers. Philadelphia Flyers at home at Wells Fargo Center will play host to the Vancouver Canucks. Calgary Flames travel to Pittsburgh to see the Penguins. Columbus Blue Jackets at home at Nationwide Arena. They will host the Ottawa Senators. St. Louis Blues will see Nashville, at least the Preds, at home. Dallas Stars will host the Vegas Golden Knights. Anaheim Ducks at Honda Center will take on the New York Islanders. And last but not least, in Staples, the LA Kings will take on the San Jose Sharks. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
In the National Football League for tonight, the Rams in the Coliseum, they will play host to the Baltimore Ravens. NBA scheduled for tonight at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. The Nets and the Cavaliers will hook up. Magic Pistons in the Little Caesars Arena, Grizz and Pacers at the Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indianapolis. The Heat and the Hornets, they will hook up at American Airlines Arena in the Southland. It will be the Sacramento Kings and the Celtics in the TD Garden, Timberwolves and the Hawks at the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, GA. Scotiabank Arena, Toronto, Ontario. It is a full slate tonight. 76ers, Raptors, Trailblazers, Bulls in the United Center, Jazz, Bucks at the Fiserv Forum in Milwaukee, Lakers, Spurs. That will be at AT&T Center. And it will be the Warriors tonight in the Chase Center. They will have a date with the OKC Thunder. Scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
At Mountain Dew, we say here's to the doers.
The people who know you gotta do what you gotta do.
Who do it big.
Then do it bigger.
Who don't just watch.
So if there's something you want to do,
Here's a little advice.
Grab yourself an ice-cold Mountain Dew.
then get to it.
That's right. Get going.
Get started.
Stand up.
Jump up.
Grab hold of it.
Throw down on it.
Run with it.
Now. Right now.
Not tomorrow.
Not next week.
Next month.
Next year.
Work it out.
Grind it out.
Get stoked.
Get passionate.
And do it.
Do it till it hurts.
Do it till you can't.
Do it till you've done it.
And most of all, don't ask how other people do it.
Don't ask how you should do it.
Don't ask if it can be done.
Don't ask if it's ever been done.
Because there are those who don't.
And those who do.
At Mountain Dew, we say,
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Let's do.
Do the do.
You're listening to Cheyenne's new Sports Talk Authority. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, good afternoon, everybody. Just a little bit of reflection on the game. Certainly, it had all the elements of a great border war. We're happy and fortunate we won the game, and it was another step forward with our program. I want to acknowledge a couple things. First of all, the crowd I thought was unbelievable because I had heard initially that the temperature was going to maybe be in the mid-20s, and certainly seemed colder to that. And I looked around, and to have that outpouring of support. Big shout out to our students. They brought tons of energy, and I guess at the tail end, Tim, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's now that this year is the second highest year in Cowboy football history as far as average attendance. So I think it's another step forward with our program, and winning the game was important. We had a 1-0 mantra. Our players bought into that. I think a lot of the guys recognize that 7 wins was going to be important, particularly when you're playing our rival. And then to beat them 4 years in a row is certainly, I think, special. But it did come down to one game. It was a hard-fought game. There was ebbs and flows in the game. And we're certainly excited about coming up with a victory. This next week's opponent, I think it's probably the most complete Air Force team that we've faced since I've been our head football coach. They've played really well. They've got a lot of weapons on offense. They play a lot of different people. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. They score a lot of points, and they move the ball. Defensively, I think they're really a stingy defense, and their numbers indicate that, and they're solid in the kicking game. And so their one-loss record is not by chance. They're really good. And we've had competitive games. I think every game that we've had since I've been our head coach, with the exception of one when we got kind of shellacked a little bit, but they've been close ball games. And so a lot on the line. We're excited about going to Colorado Springs. I don't know what the weather is going to hold, but during this time of year, who knows? You play however it's going to be played. We had a competitive game last year, and we're anticipating another great game this year. There were no significant injuries during the course of this game, so we're pleased with that. Now, there's some bumps and bruises. We'll work through that as we go. But I think everybody should be out today's practice. And our guys are excited. I mean, they've worked hard. They know this is another big opportunity to go 1-0, and so we're excited about that. So at this time, questions from anybody? Yes. Mm-hmm. Well, I think it's an indication of the development of our program. When I say development, Logan was not a heavily recruited player. He played in Natrona County and played corner, and so we've done. I think the program's done a good job developing him, and he's bought into that. It's also great to see our guys get some national recognition. When you start running in that crowd with those type of players, I think it's an indication that, one, people respect what's going on in the Mountain West, and they also know what's going on at Wyoming. And there's probably nobody on our football team that deserves more recognition than Logan. And it's really heartwarming for me because Logan's main concern is about the Cowboys. He's not a guy that's really trying to garner a lot of these individual national honors, but it's great to see that. Yes, Davis. Mm-hmm. Well, we're going to take a look, as we go. We're going to have a padded practice today, and he was able to return. We were a little bit concerned. The initial indication I got when they X-rayed it was, even if it's clean, you didn't think he'd be able to go. And of course, we're down on quarterbacks, and but he was able to come back. I think he'll be a little bit sore. I'll know a little bit more tomorrow. But we met with David, our head trainer, yesterday, and he was given the green light to go. Mm-hmm. He should be further along next week than what he was this week, which will be encouraging. I thought, certainly he ran the ball hard, but he wasn't 100%, and hopefully we'll get him closer. So, but yeah, there was no extra swelling. He moved around fine, and with another week of rehab, we'll get him practicing more this week. But he was a yeoman guy out there because it was hurting him, but he was putting up a lot of yards, and we needed every yard we could get. Yes. Mm-hmm. That's always a concern, particularly when you're dealing with college players. The ups and downs. Our locker room was a huge celebration, and rightfully so. This is a big game and a big win, and we were able to retain the boot, and the outpouring of fans and all the pageantry, and I think the fans rushed the field. And so you go, okay, how are you going to respond the next week? I can tell you this, so our football team, one, has a great deal of respect for Air Force. They know what kind of football team that they are. They know that there's a lot on the line. And so we're anticipating they'll be really engaged. I swung through the training room this morning, and the guys seemed excited. So I don't see that, but you're always guarded. Yes, Davis. Mm-hmm. Here's what they do. I think the front really does a great job penetrating and establishing the line of scrimmage. Their linebackers, and I'm a linebacker coach, they're really well coached. And they're keyed down, and they have very few false steps. Pad level's great. I think they got good guys in the back end. And so, some of the years Air Force has been really prolific on offense, but their defense has kind of been lacking. and for them to win, they actually need to outscore some people. And that's not the case right now. And I think that's where they're a more balanced football team. As I said earlier, I think they're the most complete Air Force team that we've faced since I've been our head coach. And a lot of that has to do with the defensive personnel and how they play. Yes.
How tough is it to see that sort of offense? Maybe you see it once a year.
Mm-hmm.
Is that difficult to prep for? How do you kind of get in that?
No, it's a challenge because it is so unique. And they recognize that. They'll do certain schemes that hardly anybody else does. And one of the reasons why they're able to be successful is the guys that they have in the academy are disciplined. They are role players. They're team players, and they all execute and do what they need to do. And, they don't panic if they're not getting exactly what they want. And so they're very physical, and they have a clear plan. There's not hardly anything that somebody has not presented them with a defense that they don't have an answer to. So it's really going to come down to us executing, tackling, and playing well and being responsible and being responsible for what we're doing. But is it a challenge? You doggone right, it's a challenge. Anything else? A couple people on the line that couldn't make it over to Laradice today. Okay, Davis. Neither guy will be cleared. Okay, Davis, go ahead.
Was there ever a moment like Friday night you went out there and you thought like what might not have happened if Levi never have to
No, I really didn't. I just knew we had planned to play him, and it was great to have him. Where I got a little bit concerned was when we lost Tyler, and then it looked like Levi was nicked up, and I was looking at Spore. What do you know, Spore? He looked at me. He's kind of plain spoken. Not much, Coach. That wasn't exactly a great deal of confidence at that time. So I was more concerned about that. But it was great to see Levi compete. Does not surprise us. I think he's got a really competitive nature, and I wish he would have just fallen down once he got the first down. But that's a young guy competing. But it's encouraging, and I think he did some good things. So, the stars aligned when we recruited him, and I think he's got a bright future. I think that's really helped solidify, especially having some more depth at those spots. And that certainly was helpful in that game. We needed to be able to control the line of scrimmage, and we were able to do so. Okay, big ball game coming up. Thanks a lot, everybody.
Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
There may be a chill in the air, but the action is always hot and heavy at Wyoming Downs. You can watch horse racing at its best from all over the country with easy-to-place pari-mutuel wagering and have continued fun with all of the newest simulcasting games on display with one easy touch of your finger on the screen. Every Monday, it's triple points with your player's card. Club 55 Day is Wednesdays. Mystery Moolah Extreme is every Friday evening. Also Spin and Win on Sundays, and so much more. Wyoming Downs has 2 locations in Cheyenne. 3617 East Lincoln Way in the Cheyenne Plaza, and at the Outlaw Saloon at 312 South Greeley Highway. For more information, go to wydowns.com.
Give your family and friends the gift of safety and security this holiday season with B&B Appliance's lineup of Ring doorbells and security cameras. Monitor your surroundings from the convenience of your phone or tablet. Any customer who purchases one of their connected home products will receive a free Google Mini while supplies last. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Ave. Best brands, hometown service.
What if your bank was more than a bank? What if they gave their resources and the time and talents of their employees to make their community just a little bit better? At Platte Valley Bank, we do just that. Hi, this is Rick Flood, president of Platte Valley Bank, and we are proud to support local events, causes, organizations, and charities that make our area a great place to live. Platte Valley Bank, putting our customers and communities first. Stop in or check us out at pvbank.com.
Capital Lumber is number one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need.
Since 1966, family-owned and operated Capital Lumber Company has been the stop for all lumber, paint, tools, accessories, remodel and do-it-yourself projects, and so much more. Now, Capital Lumber Company announces the beginning of a tasty relationship with Traeger grills, as they now have in stock several models of Traeger grills, along with pellets and accessories. Capital Lumber Company at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen, answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly to mostly cloudy with snow showers developing this afternoon. Expected daytime high of 38, northerly winds at 5 to 10. New snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches possible. Cloudy for tonight, snow showers, and snow could be heavy at times. Our low dropping down to 15 degrees. New snow accumulation of 7 to 11 inches possible. And for Tuesday, cloudy again with snow showers mainly in the morning. Snow could be heavy at times. Our high expected to be around 22 degrees.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Well, it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas as the snow she be a-flying out there right now in our part of the world. And again, we're calling for snow heavy at times. So again, if you don't have to be out and about the roads, then stick a fork in it. Or if you can get out of the office or workplace early today, head on home because it's going to be a nasty storm. I think this one is going to deliver like the weather guys have said. Whether it's going to be anywhere between 7 and 16 inches, who knows?
But again, at least according to the National Weather Service, 10 to 20 is expected in between there. So again, a big range, variety of what is he going to be total for all this.
A foot is enough, you know. I mean, that's more than that prompted us not to make the trip to Otero, JC, with the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles because they were going back and forth on that. It's also finals week, so the ladies needed to stay there and get their finals done. So they weren't going to be able to pull out until tomorrow morning. I think late this afternoon, if at best.
Well, that was the conversations with head coach Brian Ormeyer of trying to figure out if they could reschedule it.
And
again,
they found
the men were already at least scheduled to go down to Otero on December 10th. Decided to just make it at least a men and women's at least contest,
double dip, and we'll have both those games coming up on December 10th.
Yeah.
Now the
times
men,
to be determined on that. Yeah.
The men left early today. Matter of fact, Jason Fickett gave me a call while I was running out doing some errands this morning and asked if we were going with to Trinidad. We said no. We had Otero on the schedule. He said that they were probably going to get out today and ask for the game to be played earlier tomorrow. And I think it's a 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock, at least tomorrow, not today.
So they're headed towards Trinidad, and basically Coach Fickett said, "Hey, after the game, we'll see how far we can get coming home. Don't know."
Yeah, but either way, so again, men, at least that contest will get underway at Trinidad tomorrow. Again, at least 2 o'clock tip-off time there at Trinidad, at least State. Again, the women's contest has been officially canceled. No broadcast here on 1480 KRAE tomorrow. Again, it has been canceled due to the weather conditions. Again, has been rescheduled to December 10th. Again, times to be determined of when that will be at. But again, obviously, we'll keep you updated once we get those, at least that information.
All right, going back to the press conference held by head coach Craig Bohl of the Wyoming Cowboys, now 7-4 on the season with the win at home, and again, you tip your cap to the Cowboys. They did what they needed to do. They took care of all home business.
Yeah,
6-0 at home.
6-0, so a perfect home record. Again, their last game will be on the road at Air Force. So
great crowds that they had throughout the course of the year, even braving the cold here on Friday night.
Yeah. Again, you live out here, you're expected to do that around this point in time. But
you average about 23,000 per 6 games. That's not bad.
Well, it helps when you win at home. So again, it brings out those fans that they can. If this team was struggling sub 500, we wouldn't see that crowd out there. Let's be honest. We know how fans are, especially with the Wyoming Cowboys. Again, look at what's going on with basketball at the AA right now. But yeah, again, 6-0 at home, 7-4 right now. Again, a team that is bowl eligible with one more game remaining to add on, at least as a potential quality win to at least finalize this 2019 campaign for the Wyoming Cowboys. But other than that, though, again, you look back at the contest, again, Friday night, at least there at War Memorial Stadium, the border war between CSU, a CSU team that's been trying to figure out things here later in the season, is trying to make the most of it of what has been already a disaster for the Rams. But, again, a team that had little momentum heading in, or at least some confidence going in against the Wyoming Cowboys. But you look at this past Friday, did we expect anything less? Again, Wyoming did cover the spread. Again, I think they were, 6.5-point favorite, took care of that pretty easily, 17-7. Again, defense, very impressive. Offense, still, boring.
Well, again, here's what they did. You went to your third quarterback, and again, you can still slap the red shirt on him.
Yeah.
One Levi Williams, again, he's 6'5", 208 out of Canyon Lake, Texas, as he came in for Tyler Vanderwall, a little ineffective in the passing game. But the passing game this season for the Wyoming Cowboys.
What passing game?
Yeah, has been a laugh. It's been a joke.
Yeah.
And again, too, I've sat here and just totally drilled Brent Vegan as an awful.
You and it seems like later on as folks are now seeing this repetitive offense of just how much of a joke it is right now, it is something that you and a pretty major, at least majority now, have called against this offense of being very predictable. Again, Craig Bohl has said in multiple press conferences or post games of saying, hey, we got folks who are armchair quarterbacks that may criticize our offense, but we know what's best for our team.
All of a sudden now defense wins championships for Coach Bohl. That's what he's saying. He's and you know what, Coach Bohl, you're absolutely right. Defense does win, but you have to have some balance in your offense. You don't have the balance in your offense right now. Again, Valladay, 154 yards rushing. That's 27 times he toted the ball. He's banged up. I mean, he is dinged. And I tip my cap to him. But also, too, you look at the other side. CSU could not run against the Cowboys, but threw, and most of that throwing was out of necessity. But the bottom line is
they connected on a few.
They threw for 292 yards.
Yeah, so again, CSU took care of some business, but again, they only mustered up 7 points against the Cowboys. So other than that, though, again, it was a win that you expected. 4 straight, at least 4 straight win against the CSU Rams. Again, for those seniors, again, a complete sweep, so to speak, against CSU.
Absolutely.
So at least congratulations. You got it done. It was a team that, yes, you should have beat, and you did.
Well, and also, too, sometimes, especially in this little war between the border war between CSU and Wyoming, you may be under 500, you might be over 500. Sometimes your coaching career is judged by this confrontation. And Mike Bobo, who's lost
he's gone.
4 straight.
He's gone. There's no doubt about it.
Well, he's gone.
He has to be.
He either steps down.
We already have one announcement in the Mountain West that's coming out of UNLV that their head coach now is not welcome back, so to speak, or at least at the end of the season.
He's been asked not to.
Yeah, not to return with the running Rebels. So, again, we already have movement right now. We'll see what happens down in New Mexico with Coach Davey. Again, we'll see what happens with Mike Bobo. But, again, I would assume those two entities on their way out, and they're just waiting for that final game, so to speak, to just say, hey, thanks for everything, bye-bye. I mean, let's be honest. Again, New Mexico, that sits right now 2-9, CSU 4-7, CSU that has been 0-8 against at least rivals. That includes Colorado and against the University of Wyoming. Again, not going to be happy for an already fickle fan base down there in Fort Collins.
Well,
with the
and
CSU
we already
Rams.
heard at the beginning of the year, again, both coaches per se, Craig Bohl was a little bit under the hot seat. Again, last year winning the last 4 games against, albeit very bottom tier teams.
Yeah, we'll talk about more.
But anyway, you know, and again, not getting to a bowl last year, and again, not winning the Mountain West Conference Championship.
Still hasn't and still won't.
Yeah,
Because, again, right now we know,
Yeah.
at least on the West Division, with Hawaii defeating San Diego State on the islands, Hawaii is your West Division champ. We do know or at least I do believe there's still some chance for Air Force, but it's between the Falcons and Boise State.
Yeah, all the Falcons got to do is win, which they should do. They should win at the Academy. Again, I don't know. Weather may have something to do with things. Again, last year they played in snow at War Memorial, and the Cowboys rallied behind
and
Tyler
it's expected
Vander
to
Waal.
snow out here, and I think throughout Colorado again on Friday. Nothing too major. Nothing like what we're expecting tonight and tomorrow, but again, it's still expected to snow over the weekend, so we'll see what it does down in Colorado
One good
Springs.
thing, though, and again, Air Force lives and die by the flex bone run.
Yeah.
Cowboys have been, and again, tip your cap to the defense this year. They have been awesome against the run. So if you force Air Force to throw the football, which they don't like to do, and that's where they got in trouble last year at the War. There's a situation where maybe the Cowboys wrap up the season 8-4. I still think it's a 7-5 season.
Yeah,
but
Air
here nor
Force is
there.
a way more talented.
And here nor there. So anyway, you were talking about Tony Sanchez getting the boot.
Yeah.
Well, no, I shouldn't say getting the boot. My bad. They're
And
not
he's-
going to
he's-
renew.
He's basically was asked not to come back. To
I think
UNLV.
they basically said go back to high school.
Yeah.
and again, this has been a debacle year with Tony Sanchez at UNLV. But again, with Coach Bohl, I don't think he's going to be retained. I would think they would they would like for him to step down.
CSU, a program and a school and institution, and also too with a football program. Again, their eyes are set on joining the Power 5 conferences, or at least it's been like that for the past couple seasons. They're far from it, and right now Coach Bohl is not helping out that effort if CSU wants to pursue that opportunity. Again, with the new digs at the new Canvas Stadium of what it's worth and what they did in downtown Fort Collins. Again, they're trying to recruit heavily in-state and trying to, again, get the top-level talent out there to Fort Collins, again, competing against Boulder, competing against Colorado Springs, to get folks up to at least northern Colorado to be a part of that Rams team. You start right there at the top, and that's Mike Bobo, where, again, guy 0-8 against rivals. That is the big knock against Coach Bobo right now, where, again, you need those victories against Colorado. You need those victories against Wyoming, because those two schools that are, again, separated 50 miles north or south of you are picking up those potential recruits saying, hey, you can't beat them. I'll join them instead, without a doubt.
And again, too, with the Wyoming Cowboys, and I don't know how recruiting has gone for the Cowboys. I don't know where they're recruiting, what they're recruiting, because again, you look at next season.
We know a few local products here in the state.
I understand
for
it, but
instance,
I'm
Thunder Basin, Caleb Driscoll's at least is signed on from Thunder Basin.
But I'm talking about we already know the quarterback situation pretty much intact next year. You're going to have Chambers back. Vander Waal's going to be back. They'll take the red shirt off Levi Williams, so he'll be a red shirt freshman next year. So you're going to have three capable quarterbacks. Valladay will be probably a running back that's going to be talked about. But again, the offense for the Wyoming Cowboys, I would figure this year, if you're out recruiting, you're going to be out recruiting guys that can catch the football. But then again, too, you're going to have
I'd say right now, Cowboys, of what you need to address is more so offensive line once again, and also too, again, you need wide receivers. Without a doubt. You can't rely on Harshman to at least your tight end to keep on.
He's done.
Yeah, we know he's done, but again, when he at least you can't rely on just one entity on that field.
Harshman, Ismail, and isn't Conway a senior, if I'm not mistaken, this year? So again, you got guys to replace. So I don't know where they're going to be young. The receiving core next year is going to be young, inexperienced, and what we saw this year, besides bad passes, in addition to guys that couldn't catch a cold.
Yeah.
And again, where the Cowboys really went away from what they did well under Josh Allen was go to the tight end, and the kid that's now playing in Seattle, where he made some big catches for the Cowboys out of that tight end position.
Yeah.
So, you look at the situation. Coach Bohl,
Again,
you can stand behind Vegan all you want.
A young receiver core does not make a difference because, again, with the experienced core that they had out there, really didn't do anything this season. So is it going to be a big drop-off or a big change of what we had this season to next season, again, where this team is run first, pass when you have to, but granted, when you need to pass on those third and long situations, they still decide to at least run in those situations right up the gut for whatever reason as well too, which has been kind of a big controversy, at least online, or at least those talking about this Wyoming Cowboys offense. Again, what is going to change next season, even if you do lose those experienced receivers and tight ends, so to speak? Is anything really going to change? Is it really going to hurt this Cowboys team? My opinion, probably not. I highly doubt it because, again, you don't rely on those entities. And if anything, that also, too, is going to hurt your recruiting for those specialists because, again, if I'm a wide receiver, then again,
I want to go somewhere where they throw the football.
Yeah, so I can show off my talents and also to have an option to at least move on to the NFL, CFL, whatever, XFL, whatever it may be. Wyoming's not the place to do it.
And again, too, you may have had Carson Wentz at North Dakota State. You may have had Josh Allen here, but you've got nobody right now delivering the football to any wide receivers.
No.
And unfortunately, Vanderwall was supposed to step in. He couldn't get it done. John Chambers came in last year, only knew a few plays. This year, he couldn't get the job done throwing. I mean, again, you look at how many yards they threw for on Friday night. Really, I understand it was cold. I'll give you that. A little snow. They threw for 81 yards.
It doesn't matter if it's cold or warm, if they're out in San Diego or here in Laramie, Wyoming. That passing number, those yardage, have not changed one bit.
Yeah, it's been consistent all year. Bad.
It's been pretty pathetic. But again, it still gets it done for whatever reason. But again, that's another story to tell about this Wyoming Cowboys team. And we might talk about that after the break, at least upcoming, where, again, we'll talk about at least here we are later in the season. One game remaining for a lot of teams in the Mountain West where, we kind of have a good understanding of who's bowl eligible and who's the possible bowling teams out of the Mountain West. But, again, we'll talk about this Cowboys team and kind of analyze with at least majority of the season already done, with one game still to go down there against the Air Force Falcons where, again, let's be honest, Wyoming does not have a prayer in this contest, in my opinion. In my honest opinion, Air Force is very talented. They are for real. A team that sits right now, I do believe, 9-2 overall. Again, Cowboys on the road, good luck. Good luck against this team.
It's going to be a tough one.
It'll be a battle, but I just don't see Wyoming pulling off the upset in Colorado Springs.
And again, too, we listen to this Wyoming Cowboys offense. It's a pro-style offense. All right? And the kid I was talking about was Jacob Hollister, who was a tight end. Now at Seattle. Throwing a lot of balls to him. Pro-style offense.
He's also got a talented quarterback out there.
George Kittle?
Yeah.
How about Zach Ertz? How about Travis Kelce? Again, all pro-style offenses. They use the tight end quite excessively. We don't.
I mean, Harshman got his looks, but again, it was anything too impressive for the guy, without a doubt.
Do you see what these patterns that these guys run? They run little crossings, little waggles, maybe like the pattern that Kittle ran last night for the touchdown.
Yeah.
I mean, it was nothing great shakes. It was a little, like a flag pattern. The thing is, don't sit here and tell me how this offense is supposed to work. It doesn't work. Yeah, you're getting wins, but again, we'll talk about those wins that you got this year, Coach. And, a W's a W. I'm not going to argue that.
Oh, yeah.
But you didn't give me a Mountain West Conference championship like you said you were here to do.
Still haven't.
6 years. You still have not delivered a Mountain West Conference championship. And the bowl we go to this year, it's not going to be any great shakes. And we will go to bowl. We will go to a bowl.
We'll get into that.
No,
but in my opinion, I don't think they will.
We will go to a bowl simply for the fact that we had the second best crowds for 6 home games.
I mean, I guess that does.
Wyoming travels. And again, when you go to bowl games, it's all about money.
Ticket sales and viewership.
Money.
Yeah,
That's
without
it.
a doubt.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back. We'll be back with more after this on 1480 KRAE. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444.
1480 KRAE is your home for live play-by-play coverage of high school basketball and football. Hi, this is Nick Brody inviting you to hear all the play-by-play calls of East, Central, and South football and basketball. You'll hear the conference action along with the postseason, and during the basketball season, 1480 KRAE features both boys and girls games. Catch all the exciting calls on AM 1480 KRAE, also streaming the games worldwide on the web at 1480krae.com.
When you are dealing with the coin shop to buy, sell, or trade your gold, silver, or other precious metals, you will be met with honesty, fairness, knowledge, and exceptional customer service. The Coin Shop has been serving Cheyenne since 1982 and is a respected member of our community. Call David today at 778-7196 to meet privately or visit during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5 p.m. The Coin Shop, a dealer you can trust, 510 West 16th Street.
Relieve your stress. I'm AJ Miller for Kia of Cheyenne. With a new Kia vehicle, you get one of the best warranties in America. The new 2019 Kia Sorento comes with a 10-year, 100,000-mile warranty. 2019 Kia Sorento gives you up to 122 cubic feet of cargo space, 7-passenger seating, available all-wheel drive, and wireless charging for your devices. Come into Kia of Cheyenne, call 775-0123 or go to KiaofCheyenne.com, and we'll make it easy. Warranty is a limited powertrain warranty. See Kia.com or a retailer for details.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly to mostly cloudy with snow showers developing this afternoon. Expected daytime high 38, northerly winds at 5 to 10. New snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches possible. Cloudy for tonight, snow showers and snow could be heavy at times. Our low dropping down to 15 degrees. New snow accumulation of 7 to 11 inches possible. And for Tuesday, cloudy again with snow showers mainly in the morning. Snow could be heavy at times. Our high expected to be around 22 degrees.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
On Wyoming Sports Talk today, as we get to this time of year, we get to talk about bowl games, and there's 7 Mountain West Conference teams that are bowl eligible. So let's take a look at
which there were last season, and again the odd man out of 6 available, or at least
was Wyoming
sitting at 6-6, where. Again, right now, the team that is flirting with that 6-6 mark, they're sitting, I do believe, at 6-5 overall right now is Utah State. But we'll talk about where Utah State is a guaranteed bowl-bound team without a doubt. But it is a toss-up right now, in my opinion. Again, you alluded to what your thoughts are in talking about, yes, again, crowd attendance and viewership and monies regarding these bowl games, but again, it's an on. If it happens to be for the Mountain West, 6 teams are only going to at least be bowling this season. That means it's a toss-up right now, in my opinion, between Nevada and Wyoming of who is the odd man out. And I have a strong case, or at least an argument against that. I think Wyoming will be that odd man out again due to the fact that Boise, we'll see what happens with Boise. Again, will they, as a nationally ranked team, again, the only one loss, will they find a way to get, at least break outside of the Mountain West, at least eligible bowls and get to something bigger and better? Granted, that happened last year due to at least Craig Thompson, commissioner of the Mountain West, being able to pull some strings and get that taken care of. But it still managed to knock out Wyoming, where, again, they got sacrificed, so to speak, and had to sit out, even being bowl eligible. But we break down the wins for at least these three teams, at least for Utah State, Nevada, and Wyoming, of what their wins are, quality. And, again, what I did is I basically looked at current records of all teams that they've beaten, and also to at least calculated totals, at least win and losses, and gave you a percentage of what these teams, at least what three of these teams have faced so far, and their wins here in 2019. We'll start with the Wyoming Cowboys, where, again, they sit 7-4 right now overall. Their wins against Mizzou, Texas State, Idaho, UNLV, New Mexico, Nevada, and CSU. Right now, out of 7 teams, and that includes the Mizzou Tigers, which can play in a pretty tough SEC conference, but it's still something that it adds into this, at least total, so to speak, and it is a knock against the Wyoming Cowboys. The only team that the Cowboys have faced that have right now currently a above 500 record, that being the Nevada Wolfpack at 7-4. But Mizzou sits right now 5-6. Texas State, who they beat, 3-8. Idaho 5-7.
Right.
Again, albeit in the Big Sky Division 1A, or at least in the FCS. UNLV at 3-8. New Mexico 2-9. CSU at 4-7. So again, Nevada has been their only quote-unquote quality win, who is a team that sits right now currently their record above 500 at 7-4. So again, with that all calculated, there's 7 total wins. Again, of all those combined overall records, Cowboys, at least opponents' records, 29-49. That's 37% winning percentage.
Okay, well, and let's stop right there at the 37%. Let's just say the Cowboys are your 7th team right now, bowl-wise.
They are, in my opinion.
Okay. You have Las Vegas Bowl versus Pac-12. That's your top bowl.
I don't think that's it anymore.
It's right here.
Okay.
Then you have the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
Because I know the Vegas Bowl won't be that next year.
Famous Idaho Potato Bowl. You got the Gildan New Mexico Bowl.
Yawn.
Hawaii Bowl, which Hawaii is already committed to.
Hawaii, yeah.
Nova Home Loans Arizona Bowl. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. And then you have the Cheez-It Bowl. Now, the Cheez-It Bowl is conditional for the Mountain West if a bowl can't be, if a bowl slot can't be filled. So technically there's 7 positions. And matter of fact, right now, as I'm looking at the latest projections, the Cheez-It Bowl on December 27th will have Wyoming and Kansas State. That's just a projection right now.
Which, again, those have been incorrect many a time.
I understand that. But, again, the Cowboys may slip in to that 7th bowl position, and if they go to that Cheez-It Bowl, power to them. They're going to take on the Kansas State, which,
I don't think they'll beat the Wildcats. The Wildcats are pretty. They've been pretty good in the Big 12. So,
I remember the Wildcats kicking the snot out of the Cowboys a few years ago at the Copper Bowl, but I don't think that's the same type of team like they have. But
no, but again, bowl projections saying that Wyoming should. But again, we're going off of scenarios of if it's going to be 6 teams selected out of the Mountain West. Basically, we're trying to decide of who's the odd man out. That is, again, the numbers for the Wyoming Cowboys, where, again, I keep on saying it. It's not being harsh against this Cowboys team, but, again, in 7-4, who have you really beaten? You've beaten the teams that, yes, you were supposed to beat, but it's been nobody.
You've got Mizzou. That's your quality.
But they're 5-6.
Right,
but again, they play in the FCC. You caught them in Laramie. Congrats, you got that win, and congrats, Craig Bohl. You got $100,000 bonus for finally doing that. But outside of that, though, again, your 7 wins. The only team right now that's above 500 is the Nevada Wolfpack.
All right, but look at your
which again, you beat here, not there.
You look at your 4 losses: Tulsa, Boise, Utah State, and who am I missing?
San Diego State.
San Diego State. So you lost to 3 bowl teams already. Bowl-eligible teams in the Mountain West. So, Tulsa, you lost on the road, so they kind of give you a pass on that.
You're reinforcing my point right now of Who have you beaten? You've beaten who you should have beat. Correct. Again, congratulations. You beat the sub 500
What did they
teams.
do last year at the end of the season, Nick?
You beat those sub 500.
You were supposed to beat the teams.
You beat those sub 500 teams again, and again got yourself bowl eligible.
And Air Force, you got lucky. I mean, let's be real honest. You got lucky as you rallied back to beat Air Force. You could have been 5-7. But this year, you could be 8-4. You could be 8-4, and even with an 8-4 mark, beating Air Force, it's still going to give you the Cheez-It Bowl, and you're going to go to Phoenix, Arizona.
That's not bad.
No, on December 27th.
And fans will travel to Phoenix.
That would be your two quality wins, Air Force and Mizzou.
Yeah, I'll say Nevada too. Again, you can't snuff at they're 7-4, but again, we'll talk about Nevada's wins and break down where again they are 7-4 right now.
All right, let's go to the Nevada.
Again, for the Wolfpack, their wins have been against Purdue out of the Big Ten, who stand right now overall 4-7.
Not a good year.
Weber State, that plays also in the Big Sky again compared to Idaho. They are 9-3, however. They have an outside at least shot to make it into at least the national championship or at least that tournament style in the FCS. But again, Weber State 9-3. UTEP 1-10 out of the Sun Belt or at least out of Conference USA. UTEP 1-10. They defeated San Jose State 4-7. New Mexico 2-9. They did, however, beat San Diego State 8-3, and they just recently beat Fresno State at 4-7. So combine all that, their 7 wins again as Nevada's 7-4. Total at least wins combined of those 7 teams 32. Total losses 46. That at least equates to a 41 winning percentage between all 7 of those teams. Where Nevada again, you've seen 2 more. At least you've beaten 2 above 500 teams compared to Wyoming's lone 1, that being against that same Nevada Wolfpack team. But other than that, though, again, Nevada, nothing too impressive. Outside, again, where we're talking, you beat Mizzou. I'll say the same thing with Nevada. Hey, you beat Purdue. And also, too, again, where Wyoming got them at home. Same with Nevada with Purdue at Reno. So you took down a Big Ten school. So, again, they have quality, at least so to speak, quality wins a part of it. Nothing intrinsically, at least astronomically, at least above Wyoming's wins, but it is thereof just, in my opinion, just slightly better due to the numbers.
Well, and again, I'm trying to look here to see where Nevada would go. To me, it would be like the bowl in Arizona. I think that's where they will be headed to. Because I'm looking here, San Diego State.
Now in Tucson.
San Diego State is going to probably get New Mexico Bowl. Believe it or not. Hawaii is tied into the Hawaii Bowl, so if they win the Mountain West Conference Championship game against Boise, they're still tied in to the Hawaii Bowl.
And Boise would host that Mountain West game if Boise is your Mountain Division title winner. And we already know what happened early on in the season where Boise took care of business pretty handily against at least Hawaii.
And you got you got Air Force. They're committed to the Armed Forces Bowl, which is on January 4th. So, you sit here and you look at a lot of these. Again, these are all just speculative type of games, but realistically, the Cowboys, with what you gave me thus far, of the 6 tie-ins and then the 1 at large.
Yeah, the fringe.
The Cheez-It Bowl, that would be the one that's going to take Wyoming. And do you think, now again, I'm going to throw this out at you, Nick, do you think that the Cowboy fans of Laramie, Cheyenne, state of Wyoming are not going to bat an eyelash to go to Phoenix, Arizona on December 27th?
No, there's nothing against that, yes. I'm not saying that fans won't travel. We know that they do. Again, albeit whether it is when Wyoming makes it to a bowl game or, again, the Mountain West tournament out in Las Vegas, yes, Brown and Gold goes and travels with that Cowboy fan, but at least with that team, no doubt about it. Again, that's not my argument. My argument is just, is this team deserving of a bowl even at 7-4 this season? I say no.
Well,
again, it has not been an impressive season. People, again, congrats. Again, here it is, back-to-back seasons, or at least I do believe 4 seasons in a row that this team has been bowl eligible, albeit you lost in the Poinsettia. You won against Central Michigan in the Idaho Bowl. You didn't go to a bowl last year, and we'll see what happens here in 2019.
But remember, the benchmark, and Nebraska was one of those teams that bucked the odds when they were 5-7. But the benchmark,
Nebraska could do that because again they have history.
I understand.
They're our national brand.
But
Wyoming is not a national
the
brand.
NCAA set the benchmark at 6 wins. Okay, at 7 wins, you should be going to a bowl. Guess what? Cowboys got 7 wins. They're going to probably get the at-large. Matter of fact, as I see here, again, the speculative here, Arizona Bowl, Nevada versus Georgia Southern. So it would be that at-large berth for the Cheez-It Bowl for the Cowboys. And if they lose,
that's good for them.
But win or lose, that's where they're headed to.
All I'm just saying though is with this team, the 7 wins outside of, yes, you got the quality against Mizzou, but again, they're sub 500 right now overall, and also too with the above 500 Nevada win, albeit both of those at least quality wins, so to speak, were here in Laramie. It's a situation that outside of that, again, yes, you are bowl eligible, but it hasn't been really all that impressive. Does this team deserve to go bowling this season? In my opinion, again, you break down the numbers, you break down what this team is all about this season and how unimpressive it is, whether it's offense, whether it is those wins and how they got to 7 wins. I don't think, again, if it was 6 teams in the Mountain West that were eligible to go bowling and you had to figure out which odd man out would it be, it'd be Wyoming for me. Right. With honesty, due to the fact of just schedule and quality of wins and opponents, again, it's as simple as that. Now we'll break down again Utah State. That's 6-5. This is going to be the final team to talk about where I think Utah State's a lock and they deserve it.
And they're scheduled to go to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl.
All right, which is whatever at that point in time. Again, all these bowls really. Again,
I think basically every bowl, and again, Boise's going to be at the Las Vegas Bowl. I could tell you right now, none of this is going to change. And we'll get to Utah State. San Diego State will be at the New Mexico Bowl. Okay, Boise State's going to host Washington State in the Las Vegas Bowl. Hawaii and BYU at the Hawaii Bowl. All right, Wyoming will have Kansas State. That will be at the Cheez-It Bowl. We already mentioned Nevada, Georgia Southern. Air Force will be in the Armed Forces Bowl against Buffalo. And then you have Utah State, Eastern Michigan in the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. Boom, 7 teams going to bowls.
Yeah. Again, as we have plethora of bowls, and again, we have participation awards for every team that hits 6 wins at this point in time. It is what it is. But talk about this Aggies team where, again, they sit 6-5, and we'll break down their schedule where, again, yes, they should be a lock into a bowl game, as you talked about, going to that famous Idaho Potato Bowl. But looking at their 6 wins, first win against Stony Brook, who is 5-7. Again, Jan, yeah, you should have beat that team, and they did pretty handily. Your other quality win, San Diego State, who was 8-3. They defeated CSU 4-7. They defeated that Nevada team 7-4. They beat Fresno State 4-7.
Beat Wyoming.
And they beat Wyoming, who is also 7-4. So the combined 6 wins, 35 in total, 32 losses between those 6 teams. That is a 52% at least winning percentage.
Meaning they had a better, tougher schedule.
And again, those 5 losses, let's break that down as well. You were a 3-point loss, at least loser, to Wake Forest on the road. Again, there was a controversial call where, again, could have gone Utah State's way.
Lost.
But, again, you lost to Wake Forest on the road. You look at another loss on the road at LSU. LSU, your top dog team right now in college football. Mm-hmm. You were expected to lose that game. Go figure on that one. You lost on the road at Air Force. Air Force is for real. And that's a respectable loss on the road at CSU. Or at least, at Colorado Springs against Air Force. Again, so 3 out of their 5 losses have been on the road against pretty tough opponents. At home against BYU, we know BYU, they're good against the Mountain West. They took down Boise, and they took down Utah State. So, again, not a bad opponent to lose at home. Again, a rivalry game right there. And then also, too, there in Logan, Utah, Boise State did lose at least to Boise State this past weekend. Mm-hmm. Again, pretty handily to the Bronx. But, again, Boise is what Boise is. So, again, out of your 5 losses, though, for Utah State, they've been against quality opponents, though.
Right.
Pretty top dog teams. Again, with LSU, with Boise State, again, as I mentioned, with Air Force, nothing to snuff against at least the Utah State team to lose against those teams. And again, a few of those being on the road in pretty tough places to win.
They had the better schedule or the tougher the schedules. And no one's going to argue that. And again, they're already bowl bound. We already know they're going to the famous Potato Bowl. The thing is,
we don't know.
Well,
it's anticipated.
I think more of these smaller bowls, Nick, are filled right now. Again, we already know Boise's going to go to Las Vegas. We already know Hawaii's tied.
Unless they find some major bowl that says, "Hey, Boise,
I don't see that.
Boise, hey, we know you got a name brand. Come play here." Like what they did last year again, at least in that Frisco Bowl or whatever bowl that got canceled on them. Again, that may happen for Boise because, again, they are a top 25 team right now.
And let me just throw this out here again. I think, and I'm going to leave it at this because we've got to get to the top of the hour, and we also have Mike Malone, head coach of the Denver Nuggets press conference coming up. Do want to mention that the Cheez-It Bowl for the Cowboys, if they are asked to go to there, and I think they're going to get that at-large bid just because of these numbers that you gave me. I think they're going to be that last team out of the Mountain West, possible opponent from the Big 12, Kansas State. Okay, this is not a bad payout. It's a $1 million payout, which the Cowboys will get $500,000, and then they split the other $500,000 with the.
So how
the rest of the
come
West.
San Diego State is going to New Mexico, which is probably one of the worst payouts in the Mountain West? Again, last time we checked, it was $500,000, if not three-quarters of a million.
We can look it up.
Well, again, as we're close to the top of the hour, but again, how is that anything towards San Diego State? Where again they had a phenomenal year. Again, they're sitting right now at 8-3.
Because they don't travel well. Their attendance, attendance was awful this year.
Yeah, but you're going to punish a team due to the fact that their fan base does not show up in San Diego, which again did not show up for San Diego charter games.
What did I say a long time ago? It's all about the Benjamin. The payout for New Mexico is $912,000. Almost the same as the Cheez-It.
Does Wyoming deserve a higher payout than San Diego State? No. I'm talking about the team.
All right.
Team.
All right. But
the fan base, okay, it helps out Wyoming to get to that.
Does San Diego put butts in seats in Albuquerque? No. Do Wyoming Cowboy fans put butts in seats at Chase Field? Yes.
Yeah, but that's
it's all about money.
All I'm saying, that's unfortunate that you punish teams like that who had a better season than another one due to the fact that their fan base is more fickle than one or the other.
And again,
that's unfair.
I'm just giving you, we still have 1 week of football left. I'm giving you projections.
Yeah.
But I think these projections are pretty doggone close for the lesser bowls.
Yeah.
All right, we do need to take a timeout. Hour number 2 coming up right here on 1480 KRAE.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local. It's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
It is hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today, being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, the Greenway Commons, open 7 days a week, Monday through Sunday. Of course, everybody I'm talking about, all going to be closed during Thanksgiving. Some of them might even be closed on Friday as well, too. So just keep that in mind.
Some might be closed tomorrow.
We will be open. Radio's always on 24/7. Mondello's Pizzeria, 15. Mother Nature, work with me here. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D, in the Greenway Commons. First Tier Bank across the way, 1508 Stillwater Avenue. Again, Tim and the crew wish you all a happy Thanksgiving. Lennox Auto Body, the Auto Glass and Detail Center, both part of Lennox Enterprises. Dick Lennox and Heather Lennox wish everybody a happiest of Thanksgivings as well. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Avenue, where they service what they sell. Bruce and the crew also wishing everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Medicap Pharmacy, right there in Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse, open Monday through Saturday. I'm going to venture to say they'll take Thanksgiving off, be back for you Friday and Saturday. And again, Gene and his wonderful staff say happy Thanksgiving too. Chick-fil-A, Windmill, and Delrange. Rain City's place right across from Powers Field and Menards. And again, load up on some mac and cheese for tonight to go with those delicious chicken sandwiches. Always a perfect time to have chicken breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yeah, 6 days a week, but they'll be closed on Thanksgiving as well. Platte Valley Bank ×2. Rick and the gang over on Banda High, as well as the corner of College and Pershing, Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. 19's just a few of them left. Take them off AJ's hands so the 20s could be sold all over the place, including that 2020 Telluride over at Key of Cheyenne on Nation Way. And we want to thank Taco John's of Cheyenne, where Taco John's has the new prototype location over on South Greeley Highway. Yeah, with all of the modern conveniences to order and get your food. And again, you can try the Taco Perfecto at all of the locations. They still have their Taco Tuesdays. They still have their 6-pack and a pound. But check out all of their new creations that are absolutely delicious. Taco John, South Greeley Highway, over on KRAE Avenue, Yellowstone Road, corner of Del Ranger Ridge and the corner of Persian Ridge, Taco John's of Cheyenne. And we get things underway at Scoreboard Time, brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick.
Recapping from this past weekend on Friday, happening to Tyler, Texas, at least in the NJCAA Division I Men's Soccer Championship semifinal contest between the LCCC Men's Soccer Squad and Eastern Florida State College, where unfortunately for LCCC, their season has come to an end after a 4-0 loss down there in Tyler, Texas. So for the Golden Eagles, they finish out their historic season, 16-5-1. Again, congratulations to head coach Vince Gibson and his Golden Eagles on their first ever in program history, at least first ever appearance in the national tournament, at least semifinal contest. LCCC men's basketball, they are on their way to Trinidad State. They will have a contest coming up tomorrow at 2 o'clock. They're at Trinidad, at least Colorado, against Trinidad State Junior College. Again, that game happening tomorrow has been pushed up due to weather. Again, it was originally set for 4 o'clock. Instead, has been pushed up to 2 due to the, at least, weather conditions out here in the Rocky Mountains. LCCC women's at least basketball, we're set to take on Otero Junior College down there in La Junta, Colorado, at least coming up tomorrow, but that game has been canceled. And also, too, has been rescheduled for December 10th, where both the men and women will be taking on that same Otero team, or at least Otero squads, at least down there at La Junta, Colorado. Again, December 10th. Times are to be determined. NHL action for tonight. Tampa Bay Lightning at home. They will host the Buffalo Sabres in Madison Square Garden. The New York Rangers will play host to the Minnesota Wild. Philadelphia Flyers at home at Wells Fargo. They will take on the Vancouver Canucks. Calgary Flames will travel to Pittsburgh to see the Penguins. At the Nationwide Arena, the Columbus Blue Jackets will take on the Ottawa Senators. At Bridgestone in Nashville, Tennessee, the Predators will host the St. Louis Blues. Vegas Golden Knights, they will travel to Dallas to see the Stars. At Honda Center in Anaheim, the Anaheim Ducks will take on the New York Islanders. And at Staples, LA Kings will play host to the San Jose Sharks. That's what's happening in NHL action for tonight.
On the NBA schedule, it'll be the Nets and the Cavs tonight at the Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse in Cleveland, Ohio. Also, other games, the Pistons hosting the Magic in Motown, Pacers in Indianapolis with the Grizz. It will be the Hornets and the Heat in Miami, Kings and Celtics in Boston. Timberwolves Hawks in Atlanta, GA. The Raptors in Toronto hosting the 76ers, Trailblazers, Bulls at the United Center. In Milwaukee, the Bucks hosting the Jazz, Lakers, Spurs in San Antonio, and the Golden State Warriors in San Francisco. They will entertain the OKC Thunder. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
I'm Nate.
And I'm Kate.
And we're not just literal taste buds. We're best buds.
And there's nothing that we love more than a
cool,
crisp,
deliciously refreshing Pepsi.
Sure, we live inside your mouth.
But that doesn't mean we don't enjoy the finer things.
Hey, Nate. Pepsi incoming!
Here it comes!
Tastes so good.
Tell me about it.
So,
amazing.
That's what I was thinking.
It's like we share the same mouth, Kate.
Forever and ever, Nate.
Make your taste buds happy and pick up a delicious, refreshing Pepsi.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
The third quarter was kind of the quarter you guys got a foothold in. Defensively, what changed there?
You know, we watched some clips, and I even stopped the film session early because in that first half, they didn't feel us at all. They got in the paint. I think they had 8 threes at halftime, so they were getting whatever they wanted. And for me, that was inexcusable because this was their 5th game in 7 nights, and they played yesterday. And it was just a challenge of, if we want to be a team that is serious about winning at the highest level, we have to play a lot harder. And obviously, as you mentioned, they only scored 20 points. We held them to 32% in that quarter, and that allowed us to kind of get the lead back. I have to give a huge shout-out to our bench. In that second half, I thought our bench unit was great. Mason Plumlee wasn't expected to play. He goes out there and battles through some severe headaches, and I thought he was phenomenal from beginning to end. Monte Morris in that second half, that's the Monte Morris that we need, aggressive, confident, attacking. Malik Beasley, we have so much depth. You can call on guys who haven't played. Another example of a guy who stays ready, comes in the game and helps us get a win. So that stretch that the bench unit had about until 6-minute mark of the fourth quarter was tremendous. Couldn't be prouder of that group.
And was it just a matter of them attacking? Because obviously in the first half they couldn't quite get their legs under them, but then in that stretch in the third and fourth quarter they did.
Well, and the defense is always the trigger that ignites our break and how we play. And when you're taking the ball out of the net time and time again, it's hard to get out and run and create that pace and tempo that we would like to play with. So I thought the defense was a big part of that, Chris. But, Monte was aggressive, looking to score. The ball was flying, or we were attacking. Just the overall energy of that group was outstanding.
You talked prior to the game about generating good shots, just not they just weren't falling. But 7 of 8 three-pointers in the fourth quarter did, and just how nice is it to see those shots go in?
Yeah, to make 14 threes for the game, and we knew from scouting them they were going to play a lot of zone. Right, they're undermanned. They played a lot of games lately, and I thought we handled their zone pretty well. The ball was moving. Gary subs back into the game and knocks down a 3 right away. Paul hit a couple in the corners. The last one was a long 2. But it's great when our guys see the ball go through the net because we all believe that we are a much better shooting team than we have shown so far this season.
Played 12 different guys tonight. How much of that is continuing to try to tinker and find what does work with that second group?
Yeah, it's I felt bad. I put Torrey in the game thinking Booker was still going to be in, and that I wanted Gary and Torrey to kind of match up with him. He wasn't in, so I got Juancho in right away. And Torrey's a pro. He understood. There's no issues like you put me in for a minute, you took me out. And I explained to him why. I think as long as I'm communicating with our guys, that allows them to understand my logic or illogic, whatever it is. But, second half, Malik's been practicing his butt off, working so hard. The last time we played this team, he played really well for us. And he went out there and did what I thought he would do. So what a luxury. A challenge, yes, because every night I've got 12 players that can easily play double-figure minutes. I can't play all those guys. So stay ready, and when your number's called, go out there and help us win a game.
Did it feel like Will sort of changed the energy of the game in the third quarter with 12 points and a number of offensive rebounds?
We missed 18 layups tonight. Think about that. We missed 18 layups, and but I rode Will that whole third quarter because I just thought he was playing at a different level. Driving, attacking, getting to the rim, missed shots, rising above the crowd and getting rebounds and pulling them down. I got on him after last game. He only had 1 rebound against Boston, and tonight he goes back and he gets 8. So Will's energy, Mike, in that third quarter I thought was fantastic, and it kind of took everybody with him. Gary's defense on Devin Booker. Devin Booker's a hell of a player. You don't guard him just by one person, but 5 of 13 from the field, 1 of 7 from 3. I thought Gary took that challenge head on and did a hell of a job.
How much of a luxury has it just been to have Paul shooting like this from 3 this year?
Yeah, it's obviously makes her good. And, the way that Paul is doing it, how efficient Harrison he's doing it, every time he shoots the ball, you think it's going in. And I can only hope that continues for into June.
Family and friends, the gift of safety and security this holiday season with B&B Appliances lineup of Ring doorbells and security cameras. Monitor your surroundings from the convenience of your phone or tablet. Any customer who purchases one of their connected home products will receive a free Google Mini while supplies last. B&B Appliance and TV, 714 Central Ave. Best brands, hometown service.
Welcome to the biggest thing in tacos since tacos. Introducing the Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. That's right, we said it. Perfecto. That's Spanish for perfect. We redesigned it with an aerodynamic shell to give you the best bite every bite. Choose between seasoned to perfection beef, chili lime chicken, or upgrade to hand-carved sirloin steak. Sure, it was hard to perfect, but it's easy to eat. The Taco Perfecto from Taco John's. Bigger, bolder, better.
Family owned and operated Lennox Auto Body, along with the Auto Glass and Detail Center, has been serving our community for over 25 years with quality service and workmanship. So when you want it done right the first time, call Lennox Auto Body at 634-6608 for an appointment. Lennox Auto Body at 1020 Dunn Avenue. And the Auto Glass and Detail Center, remember, it's not clean until it's Lennox clean at 617 East Pershing Boulevard.
Lennox Auto Body. No shortcuts, no compromise.
At Platte Valley Bank, we love to see our customers come through the door. Well, we know life can be busy and you don't always have time to come to the bank. That's why we offer user-friendly online and mobile banking products with features such as bill pay, recurring transfers, mobile deposit, and now digital wallet. At Platte Valley Bank, you can manage your money how you want, when you want. Whether you prefer to bank in person, over the phone, or online, Platte Valley Bank makes it easy to take care of your finances.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC. Do you want the peace of mind of a professionally installed security camera system? Then go with the name you trust, High West Digital Solutions, a High West energy company. The experienced team at High West Digital Solutions will customize a video security system for you, helping you keep an eye on everything going on inside or outside your home or business. Go to hwds.com or call 307-245-4333. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-through window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-through window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy. We'll always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly to mostly cloudy with snow showers developing this afternoon. Expected daytime high of 38, northerly winds at 5 to 10. New snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches possible. Cloudy for tonight, snow showers, and snow could be heavy at times. Our low dropping down to 15 degrees. New snow accumulation of 7 to 11 inches possible. And for Tuesday, cloudy again with snow showers mainly in the morning. Snow could be heavy at times. Our high expected to be around 22 degrees.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on this show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. As we just heard from the head coach of the Denver Nuggets, not doing too bad out of the blocks. They are currently 12-3 after their last couple of wins. Yeah, Phoenix, you don't take too much stock
Phoenix
into
is
it.
doing better than Golden State.
Houston, they beat the Rockets finally in the can. So again, right now the Nuggets, the number 2, again. Long way to go.
It's still way early.
But they're right where they were at last year. They're the number 2 seed.
Yeah, they haven't missed a beat where you compare to the rest of the Western Conference again, albeit that majority of these teams that are now taking a step back are without their superstars, whether it is injury or they moved on via trade. But again, you look at Oklahoma City, that team.
Portland.
Granted, Portland's, they still got their studs out there, but again, they're running through a little bit of injury.
Warriors are
Golden
hurt.
State, yeah, Golden State is.
As a matter of fact, they lost D'Angelo Russell. So you've got Curry on the shelf. You've got Thompson on the shelf. You have Russell now on the shelf.
And Draymond's been up and down.
He's been hurt. I do believe if they don't rush Curry back, he should be back, December-ish?
It sounds like Curry's pretty much just done. Like, there is no point that understanding that both Thompson, Curry basically will not play this season for the Golden State Warriors at this point in time, because what's the point? This team is not doing anything special. They're not turning things around. They got loads of issues, and again, they're without their superstars due to the fact, again, to all those injuries. So The understanding that I have is that Steph and Clay are not being rushed back. They are not going to see any court time. They're just going to sit out this season and just rest and get better, get 100% from those injuries at a point in time. So
it's going to be a glorified summer league, basically, for the Warriors, huh?
It's
awful.
Yeah, again, go figure. Granted, it was on par of the opening year at Oracle with the Chase Center, where it was both kind of rough starts out of the gates in those brand new venues for the Warriors franchise. So nothing new out there, but it is definitely a step back of where this team was that dominant powerhouse, which, again, get those pieces back next season. I'm not going to write them off saying that, yes, they could be competitive or they won't be competitive in the Western Conference. I think once you get Steph 100%, you get Russell 100%, you find a way with Curry, with Draymond, you pick up maybe someone else as well, too, to add on. This is a team that's going to be back in it, at least in 2020, 2021, once they are fully at least 100%. Again, the dynasty is not over. It's just this team's not going to make that consecutive finals without a doubt. But again, they're far from being out of it once they get back and be a part of this team.
Well, and it's interesting, too, because you mentioned with Steph and Clay being, if they are shelved for the rest of the year, $72 million worth of salary. That's not even playing basketball this season for the Warriors. Now, again, the Warriors, let's not feel bad for
How much of that salary was out due to the fact last year when they needed it in the finals?
I know, but let's not, make light of this.
Injuries
they have made their money. The Warriors organization has made a pile of money over the last 5 years. This year, they're going to take in the shorts a little bit. And you got Russell that's making a lot of money too. So right now, though, the two, Steph makes over $40 million and Clay makes $32. That's $72 million sitting on the bench healing.
Hey, that happens. It happens. Again, we've seen that many a time with superstars having to sit out a year, and you watch the team kind of fall by the wayside, so to speak. It happens in the NBA, but also, too, that tells you how much, at least in the NBA, you rely on those superstars to get it done for your teams and how crucial it is to have those big names a part of those squads in order to get those victories and get into the playoffs, if not win championships, part of those franchises. So it is what it is with the NBA, without a doubt.
All right, so we'll leave that as is. So the Nuggets right now, right where they're expected to be. They're at the top. The Lakers are on the top of the heap as of today. The Cowboys were in action yesterday, and coming off that win against the Raging Cajuns in overtime, 69-61, where they really laid all those offensive points on the floor there. And Coach Edwards says, hey, he expected to be 4-2 where they were 3-3. Well, they took on number 23 rated Colorado at the MGM Grand Event at T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah, again, neutral site, a part of this, again, round robin.
First of two games that they're going to play.
Yeah, where Wyoming will have another one coming up at least tomorrow. They're, again, in Las Vegas. They'll take on a former Mountain West foe, but now part of the Big 12, again, TCU, the Horned Frogs. So, but again, TCU has not been a part of the Mountain West for quite some time. But other than that, though, again, neutral site for that one. But again, CU, team that has come up to Wyoming a few times and now seen them in neutral court, again, a top 25 program of the Buffs. This game,
this was a killer. I'm telling you, if you were a fan,
it was perfect that it was on ESPN3 because who was tuning in for this one?
This was the biggest tune out ever for 20 minutes of basketball between the Buffs and the Cowboys. Now
30 points in total at half.
Yeah, 15-15 was the score. Yeah. Now this is, and imagine, Walsh and McKinney calling this thing. They must have been going crazy on this. But here's the deal: this Cowboy team, where they got 69 points against the Raging Cajuns and it took overtime, I think they blew their wad this year. I don't think they're going to go any higher than that. This team can't put biscuits in baskets.
They were higher than that against Detroit Mercy at the AA at 76.
Give me a real team. Give me a doggone real good here, Colorado, 41 points.
You've had your real teams.
South Carolina, 32 points.
Yeah, you've had your real teams. And again, the highest, at least, point amount for the Wyoming Cowboys was 63 against Oregon State. But again, Oregon State is not a perennial basketball powerhouse. But other than that, though, again, they've been tested in taking on those teams, and in one that they also let slip at least by the wayside. Again, Cal State Fullerton, those top level teams, you found a way to lose and lose big to them.
Yeah,
Whether it's 20, whether it is 30, it's something that, yes, when they're taking on these top-level teams, they've been embarrassed.
Here's the deal. You got good minutes and you got good point production out of Hunter Thompson in the win against the Raging Cajuns. Last night he's on a milk carton. 33 minutes and he gets 3 points. 4 personal fouls in the contest. Obviously, playing in foul difficulty, but the thing is 3 points. I mean, there is no consistency with this Wyoming Cowboy team. And again, when you start playing the big boys, and the big boys are in the Mountain West Conference as well.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to show up, or are you going to pretend to be on the court? I mean, 15 points, and then you come back with 20.
Again, what are the hopes though for this team? You
not much right now.
You hold this team to as if they're going to be a perennial powerhouse in the Mountain West, or at least
no. I think
be competitive in the Mountain West tournament. This is a team that, again, preseason polls picked them to finish dead last, ahead of San Jose State.
They got 3 wins. They had 8 total last year. They may. They may get 8 wins this year.
You're not beating TCU coming up. At least that'll round out the month of November. December, Northern Colorado coming here. I don't think you beat the Bears.
I don't know.
Bears might make it 3 straight in a row there at the AA, I think, without a doubt. Again, Northern Colorado right now does sit at 2-3.
Yeah, as long as they don't play football.
Home against Utah Valley, who is 4-3. We'll see. You should. On the road against Denver. Denver is sitting right now 2-3.
I
don't think so. Nebraska Wesleyan or whatever. You should have no problem with that team. I would assume. So right there again.
There's 5. I got 5 wins for you right now. Let's get to the Mountain West.
Yeah. January we'll look at home against San Diego State. They're 5-0 right now. No. Against UNLV, who has struggled this year, they're 2-5.
No.
But UNLV has kind of been tested early on. On the road against Nevada 4-3.
Even with all the losses they've got, no.
Home against Fresno State.
No.
They're 2-3. You go to San Diego State. This is still in January. And then you're hosting Utah State, who is, again, number 15, and they're 7-0 right now in non-conference.
Unless Utah State dies by being bored to death by the Cowboys' offense, you may pull that upset. You get one of those weird wins.
But, again, you look at February where you'll get into border war time with CSU. You'll have San Jose State. At least you go to San Jose State. You should beat them, but San Jose State right now is sitting at 500 at 3-3. You host Boise. I don't think you win there. New Mexico is really good this year. They're 5-1 so far. Again, you have at least the one with CSU coming to at least AA. I don't discount the Rams. I think the Rams got them last year. They could do it again this year, without a doubt. At Utah State, at Air Force, home against Nevada, and then you wrap up the season at Fresno State.
Now, again, the Cowboys last night, 15 of 47 from the field. 32%.
That's not going to get it done. That's not going to get it done.
They had one of their better performances. They were 6 of 18, 33%. Maldonado, who was your top scorer, and again, where they're pinning a lot of the burden on, he was 6 of 16 last night, 14 points. Hendricks was 2 of 10 for 6 points. I mean, this is not. We sat here and whined the other day, me especially, not so much you, Nick, but we whined about where the 2 guards for LCCC went, 5 of 30. Not going to get it done.
Yeah, if you're relying on those two, whether it is, again, with Perry and Eric Oliver for LCCC, again, if you're relying on them, you can't get those kind of performances out of them. But also, too, again, as we're seeing with the Cowboys and LCCC, both on the men's side, they're extreme parallels to similar teams of what we're seeing right now, where, again, defense is a little bit better with the Cowboys. I'll say that compared to at least with the Golden Eagles, without a doubt. Again, keeping a top 25 team to 15 points at half, that's pretty impressive.
And 56 total, yeah, but they scored 41 in the second half.
Yeah, but again, still pretty impressive of what they've been doing to kind of quiet down a lot of these teams. But offense is certainly not there. And again, you rely with LCCC, with the University of Wyoming, you are relying way too much on spotlighting 1 or 2 players to say, carry this team, please. Get us those victories, hopefully. And basically going, fingers crossed, you have good nights here tonight to take down, whether it is a nationally ranked Otero on the JUCO side or a nationally ranked Colorado team at neutral site in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's something that, as we're seeing it again, you can get it done if you're Duke, Kentucky, Kansas. Because, again, you get those blue-chip 5-star recruits. Again, these are NBA first-round picks that are going to be future all-stars possibly on these teams. Those are the teams that can get away with spotlighting here. Is one or two that are reliable, that are also two team carriers, so to speak. Not with Wyoming, not with LCCC basketball. It needs to be a full team effort and an accompanying bench effort as well, too, where you need a 6th, 7th man as well, too, to step up for these teams as well. This is all it's proving right now is you can't rely on Maldonado. He's a great talent, let's be honest. Or at least he has the potential to be great.
He's very good. I'm not going to put him in a top tier, no.
But he is, again, with Justin James, with Maldonado, they got talent, but, again, it's not enough to carry an entire team on their back.
You go with Justin James, you go with Josh Adams. Maldonado is a very distant third behind those two guys. Very distant third. Does not have all of the intangibles that those two guys carried, James as well as Adams.
Well, you're also missing out one Larry Nance Jr. who also
but again,
pretty good talent.
I'm talking about after Larry Nance graduated.
Yeah.
Well, again, you sit here and you look at Maldonado, he can't carry this team on his back.
Mm.
And again, you can't have Hunter Thompson show up one night and the next night he's on a milk carton. Doesn't work.
Yeah.
And again, the rest of this team, it's not that good. They're just not that good at D1.
It's something,
my opinion.
It's something that, again, we've pressed Coach Allen Edwards so many times on looking internally here in the state of Wyoming where, again, I'll give kudos to Craig Bohl on that side where, again, not so much on the JUCO side of things because obviously JUCO football does not exist here in the state of Wyoming, but, you're looking at local products, whether it is out of Thunder Basin, out of, here in town, whether it is Casper, finding out of Torrington. Again, you're finding that local talent that is, bleeding brown and gold that is also contributing in very positive ways to the Cowboys, at least on the football side of things. But, again, talent-wise here, basketball in the state of Wyoming, it's kind of proven. Again, outside of Hunter Thompson, it's inconsistent. But basically what all I'm saying is still look in the state of Wyoming, Coach Allen Edwards, but it was something that you might want to look at those JUCOs, whether it is Casper, that was top 5 nationally ranked in the JUCO at least program. You look at Sheridan, where they were, and again, they're good this season. Gillette's good this season.
They're all sophomores.
Again,
yes.
you have player, and it's something that we talk with Coach Ficca, Coach Ortmeyer on our LCCC coaches show, saying, hey, it's a 9-day difference between a freshman and a sophomore, especially in the JUCOs, where again, freshmen are timid. You're trying to basically get those old high school habits out of them, work it out of them. Where sophomores they've been through the trenches, they know what's expected of them, and they perform at a high level.
Let me ask you this question, and I'm going to throw it to you. You're Coach Edwards. Why did you overlook LCCC? Why did you overlook Tyrese Potomac? Why did you overlook David Applegren? Why did you overlook Zaire Martin? Why did you overlook the guy that Talafaro?
Yeah.
Why are you overlooking?
And not even at LCCC. Again, look at somebody.
I know, but I'm just throwing those names. These guys, except for Landon completed 2 years at LCCC, but Zaire, Tyrese, and David only went there for 1 season. And again, Cleveland State. We're talking
Wofford, Northern Illinois.
Why are
Fairfield?
Why are these institutions getting our kids?
They
Talafero's he's from
Boulder.
Yeah, from Colorado.
It's a situation that, again, is those other colleges that understand and respect the JUCO and understand of, hey, these are, again, I'm not getting that 4-year person. It's maybe for 2 or 3 seasons that I get this, student athlete now part of my program. But I know that they contribute in that they've been through the trenches. They have experience. They've had at least kind of, that experience on the court, taking on other collegiate athletes from around the nation. And again, it's not like these colleges, we look at, previously with Otero, with them being nationally ranked. Sure, they have a few Colorado products, but look how many internationals. I think they had one guy from New York. Again, they bring talent in to La Junta, to Scottsbluff, here in Cheyenne, Casper, Gillette, Sheridan, wherever it may be, and that's just here in Region 9. Other regions are doing it as well, too. You're bringing talent from all across the world to play in these towns.
Right.
To be a part of JUCO basketball. I don't know what the translation issue is with the University of Wyoming with head coach Alan Edwards and why he decides, hey, the 4-year guy, so I can mold him under at least my program, is better than getting someone who's established and inserting him immediately into my lineup who I know can contribute and be a factor now. Right now for the Wyoming Cowboys where they desperately need those right now players. Right now.
Yeah,
and it's something also, too, for Coach Alan Edwards where, again, we know the talent that from Cheyenne East, now playing with LCCC, and we're thankful and grateful that he plays for LCCC and the Golden Eagles, and hopefully he plays one more year for head coach Jason Ficco over there at the RAC. Mm-hmm. That'd be one Eric Oliver.
Right.
Coach Alan Edwards, how did you miss on picking up one Eric Oliver? We know is going to be a D1 talent. We see that already.
Right.
He's... Again, you'll work out some of the high school stuff right now in his freshman season, but I don't think Eric Oliver is staying for a second year at LCCC. I think he is, after this season, D1 ready. And I think he's already getting those looks, and we'll see what happens after his freshman year. But how do you miss on an opportunity like that, a talent in town, 40 miles to the east of you, who played in Cheyenne East?
I have no idea. Again, I'm sitting here. I'm baffled.
Like
I'm
Jason
baffled
Ficco
like
got
most
the skill.
Cowboy fans. I'm one of those 12,000 seats that are unoccupied right now watching the Cowboys not play.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm going to lay it straight on the line. They're not showing up. This team is not good. Okay? I don't care that they're 3-4. They do not show me anything that gets – they're not a wow factor team. They don't wow me. And they're inconsistent. So I don't know. I just...
By Mountain West time, it will say, I'll put the time stamp of January 1st, 2020. Any time after that, if the Cowboys, as we're talking about, have 5 wins at that point, 6 wins, but still 500, still struggling, attendance is pretty subpar. Because, again, we're now getting into where it's pretty dicey to get over to Laramie. That attendance is going to drop off even further due to the lack of getting over there.
Christmas vacation coming up for a month as well.
Students are going to be gone as well, too. They're going to say, hey, I got better things. I'm not sticking around. I'm not attending this game. Or you're going to have an empty AA for a lot of these contests. Could we see mid-season Coach Alan Edwards being removed?
Nope. If that would be the case, if he is on the proverbial hot seat, it'll be an end-of-the-year decision.
No, I think so, true.
It will be an end. And again, I don't throw a lot of the blame on Alan Edwards right now. I really don't throw a lot of blame on him. But
again, last year was injuries.
Yeah,
we knew that.
That was injuries, and they have defections, and there's something that's
that's
not right with the program that you and me and a lot of other folks aren't getting the true picture of. All right, we do need to take a timeout. We're going to come back. We got more after this on 1480 KRAE. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. The team at Chick-fil-A, Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field and Menards, are proud sponsors of the student athletes for the 2019-2020 school year for high school and LCCC. Not only do they support the athletes, but they are ready for your next cater-out event, meeting, or gathering. A special thank you to Chick-fil-A and all they do for 1480 KRAE and our sister station KYOI-FM during the year. For more information, call Chick-fil-A at 638-4444. MHP is a certified public accounting and consulting firm located in Bow, Cheyenne, and Fort Collins, offering accounting, tax, and consulting services to businesses, not-for-profit, government, and individual clients. MHP takes pride in their commitment to providing close, personal attention to their clients. They also continue to invest time and resources in continuing education, state-of-the-art computer technology, and valuing their relationships with you. MHP is a proud supporter of local and UW athletics. MHP, 314 West 18th Street, or call 634-2151.
We are the key to your cleaning success. The Key People that provides affordable office and professional cleaning services for over 40 years with exceptional customer care. All of our contractors have background checks and are licensed and bonded. We guarantee you a safe and secure service that is tailored to your individual and business needs. The Key People do not impose year-long contracts, and all quotes are free, confidential, and personalized. Call Key People at 1-800-468-8283. That's 1-800-468-8283.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480krae.com.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly to mostly cloudy with snow showers developing this afternoon. Expected daytime high of 38, northerly winds at 5 to 10, new snow accumulation of 1 to 2 inches possible. Cloudy for tonight, snow showers and snow could be heavy at times. Our low dropping down to 15 degrees, new snow accumulation of 7 to 11 inches possible. And for Tuesday, cloudy again with snow showers mainly in the morning. Snow could be heavy at times. Our high expected to be around 22 degrees.
Fat, lazy, and stupid is no way to conduct a sports talk radio show. We've thrown down the gauntlet, upped the stakes, and made it clear that when it comes to sports talk radio in Cheyenne, there's a new player in town. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Back on Wyoming Sports Talk today, as I did the weather forecast there, just wanted to mention.
Well, at least as you're talking about the weather forecast, do want to update folks that I-80 from basically, at least it looks like Rawlins to Rock Springs has been closed.
You're looking at the same thing I'm looking at.
Yeah,
Okay.
Cheyenne right now.
Westbound.
Yeah, Cheyenne to Laramie, black ice. So, again, it's still open, but would not recommend traveling over to Laramie. It's pretty much no unnecessarily
the white
travel.
stuff that was in the grass now is on the ground.
Yeah.
So be extremely careful, especially if you're heading home.
That includes also to I-25 as well, too, from the border on up. Black ice advisory. So, again, at least WYDOT is saying, hey, no unnecessary travel. Please do not get on the roads. Again, they are still open, but, again, it is not advisable.
Tip of my cap to head coach Brian Ortmeyer with the LCCC Lady Golden Eagles again. And think about, you got finals going on. You may want the young ladies, again, looking at the speculative that could have happened today, take them out of class early, head down today.
Yeah.
And there's a possibility you don't get back tomorrow. You know, again, road closures sometimes can last for hours.
Days, as we got stuck out of Rock Springs.
Well, anyway, and then they got to hop aboard a flight, I think, Thursday? Thanksgiving?
Yeah, Thursday, as they got...
they got to go to Yuma, Arizona.
They got the Thanksgiving Classic tournament out there in Arizona. So, again, that's happening Friday and Saturday. So, again, where Otero, you have the availability, whether it is a chartered bus, to reschedule that and also, again, kind of pair it off with your male counterparts, where, again, LCCC men's basketball is already set to play down in Otero coming up December 10th. That's easier to reschedule than rebooking flights, canceling that out, hotels, and those games that were set up for the Thanksgiving, at least Holiday Classic, happening in Yuma, Arizona. So, again, yes, kudos to at least Brian Ortmeyer and also to the, I do believe, head coach down there at Otero and also to the AD at Otero. Again, understanding that it was a full combined effort to basically say, let's not do it, and let's just reschedule it for then.
And so we'll have that part of a twin bill coming up on December 10th. All right. You were laughing about it when we were in the break, and I don't mean that in the terms of ha ha he he, but it's something we told you so. And even when we had Pat Graham on, he still was tooting the Joe Flacco horn. Well, Flacco gets injured, and again, we saw Flacco had no mobility.
I'm not laughing. If anything, as you just said, I told you so because again, I knew this was going to happen.
No, I should have used the word chuckle more than anything.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see it now, especially, and I have diehard Bronco fans on my Facebook page, friends of mine for a long, long time.
Yeah, and I see it on my Twitter line.
Yeah, and guys right now are calling for John Elway's butt. They're really ticked. Why? Josh Allen. Josh Allen showed the Denver Broncos, hey, should have picked me.
Yeah. I'm
serious. I mean, it's simple. The way he played yesterday against the Broncos, and again, did you realize yesterday there was 3 Allens that played? You had Allen quarterback for the Broncos, and then you also had an Allen quarterbacking for the Carolina Panthers. But Josh Allen was the big ticket yesterday.
He's the better of the 3.
Most definitely. And you know what? I was really impressed last night how Tony Dungy was very high on the play of Josh Allen, how he has matured. Usually when you're in the NFL, to use the term your sophomore season, usually is a tough season because you're a rookie and everything goes well. Look at that Baker Mayfield this year. I mean, he came out of the blocks. He was stumbling and bumbling.
He also, too, has a lot of issues around him at that Browns franchise.
But my point is, though, Josh Allen getting thrown into the mix last year as a freshman, so to speak, his first year, he has actually improved. He's got a touch on his pass now.
Well, of course he improved compared to last year where the Bills were pretty rough. Again, it was a team that struggled to get wins, that was not anticipated to do much. Again, only had to go to Josh Allen out of necessity due to the fact that, hey, this quarterback has been traded, this quarterback's now hurt. Hey, Josh Allen, get on out there and let's see what you can do and salvage what a pathetic season it was last year for the Bills. But, yes, it was only up from last season for Josh Allen. Again, he's taken well advantage of it this year, and he's got a good Bills team behind him.
Now, the year before you came back, and we sat here, the other host and myself, and, we said, hey, Paxton Lynch, great numbers at Memphis. It was like, hey, that's not a bad draft. But the next season when you were here, we said, hey, he's up there looking at Josh Allen at the famous Idaho Potato Bowl. I'm talking about John Elway. Wouldn't have been a bad idea to take a look at Josh Allen coming to the Denver Broncos.
In retrospect, it was probably the best best thing he could have done.
In the meantime, you've had Case Keenum, you've had Mark Sanchez in between, and you've had Joe Flacco.
You even brought back Osweiler.
Bust.
Yeah.
So, and Osweiler said, hi, quit.
He's retired, yeah.
So,
and again, is it anything surprising that here we are, it stands where Joe Flacco is no longer the starter for the Denver Broncos? No.
He's hurt.
I told you many a time that, again, don't anticipate him to retain that at least starting QB position with the Broncos because how bad this season is going to be. This team is one of the worst right now in the NFL.
And now you got to rest your hopes on one Drew Lock.
It's all starting to at least come together right now of the question of when would Drew Lock be tossed out there with the Broncos. Again, I say it's not smart to do it.
Don't throw him out there.
Yeah, don't throw him out to the Wolves.
Go with Allen until the rest of the season because
or either again the guy who is now at least who had the exercise or at least the practice in front of scouts, in front of media. Hey Broncos, you had a chance a couple of years ago. You liked him when you faced him out in San Francisco. Here's your chance to pick up one Colin Kaepernick if you really wanted to salvage or at least to avoid the Drew Lock situation as at least.
I don't think they can. I don't think they can under salary cap. Remember, they brought Chris Harris back. They paid some bucks for him.
Supposedly the Broncos can afford a small chunk, but probably not all that what Kaepernick would probably want.
And Kaepernick does not want secondary money.
No, he wants a big time for what he's done.
He wants franchise tag money.
Yeah.
So if you are willing to pay franchise tag money and you got it within your budget, most teams don't have that within their budget right now.
Supposedly the one that does, the one that is supposedly interested in what Colin Kaepernick.
Bungles?
No, it's not the Bungles. It's actually the Carolina Panthers, and we'll see what happens with that situation. They were the team that was actually interested, so to speak, or at least that was in the rumor mill, picking up one Colin Kaepernick. But again, outside of that, going back to the Broncos, Drew Lock, should he be starting? Should he get reps this season with the Broncos? No. I don't think it's the smartest thing to do. If you do trot him out there, again, where what is there for Drew Lock to salvage right now? This team is not making it to the playoffs.
No, they're 3-8. Matter of fact, I mean, if you trot Drew Lock out there, then you want immediate results after yesterday's. You ready for this one? Total yardage, 134 yards.
Ugh.
49 passing, because Brandon Allen had 82 yards passing, and then he got sacked 4 times for 33 yards. They rushed the ball for 85 yards yesterday. Brutal. I mean, Frank Gore himself rushed for 65 yards.
Who
now moved into 3rd place all time.
Yeah.
In the rushing as he passed Barry Sanders at number 4.
It was officially, I think we've known this for a while, but I think that officially stamps that, it's Hall of Famer.
Oh, he was a Hall of Famer a long time ago.
Yeah, without a doubt.
He set some really good. He set good numbers in San Francisco with bad teams.
And he was consistent a 1,000-yard rusher every year with that 49ers franchise, especially when they were going
getting
to the
off off the Broncos here for a second. Going to Frank Gore, 15 years in the NFL. I mean, most running backs don't even make it 10.
They have, about a 5, 6, 7 year shelf life, so to speak. And
I mean, like you look at Barry Sanders, he got out while he was on top.
Yeah.
Okay. Emmitt Smith got out too. Same thing while he was on top. Frank Gore, 15 seasons. And again, we're not talking that the guy gets 2 yards a pop. The guy's been averaging over 4 yards a carry through his career.
And a guy who was consistent, at least during his prime, 1,000-yard rusher per season, a guy who can get it done.
On bad 49er teams.
Yeah.
On really bad 49er teams. And I will, stand up for Frank Gore on that. So, anyway, going back to the Broncos, though. So, the Boo Birds are now out in full force. And, again.
Get in line.
Because, again, this game was, on CBS.
Yeah.
And we all got to see Josh Allen. And, again, Josh Allen, in the state of Wyoming, thanks to Josh Allen, he put Wyoming on the map.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree.
Again, being drafted as high as he was by Buffalo, and the improvement. That's what I'm really liking about Josh Allen. How he is a quarterback. I mean, he is an NFL quarterback now, and he throws the football well. He makes smart decisions. One of the things that Tony Dungy said last night too. He doesn't force issues anymore. He's got that cannon arm where he can try to go in between two defenders and try to, thread that needle. It doesn't work that way anymore. He looks off, and he'll come back to that secondary receiver, or if he doesn't like what he sees, he takes off.
Yeah, he's gotten a lot, at least more field awareness, again, a lot, at least kind of QB smart, so to speak, out there on the field. So, again, it's been an improvement for Josh Allen. And, again, it's paid off. Where this team right now is not going to win the AFC East. They're going to give a nice little run for at least New England's money, so to speak.
They're the number 5 team now.
But they are wild card bound. I think, without a doubt, wild card bound. I mean,
I think they got to be, if they're going to get tested, and definitely going to watch that Thanksgiving Day. I'm looking forward to that game. That'll be the second game that they got Dallas. And Dallas has got a lot of problems, especially when you got that knucklehead Jerry Jones going, it's a coaching staff issue. Hey, you hired them.
He's been on for however long.
Yeah, you kept him on because he's cheap.
Yeah, that's essentially it.
This is the same Jerry Jones who said, I'm not going to, we're not even going to mess with the running back Elliott because, he wants more money and he signed a contract. And next thing you know, he's down on his hands and knees saying, here's more money, Zeke.
Here's the same owner that also allowed a player of his to be on the sideline, and he didn't play, but and be a part of this team after killing a teammate under a DUI. It's again, the Cowboys
are not America's team ever again.
No, not now, not ever. Again, they are not. They're a shell of what they were again at the height of the '90s. But again, you look right now with the Cowboys, they got a load of issues, but again, that's gonna be a big game. But I think Buffalo should take care of business without a doubt. Interested to see what this Buffalo team does. I believe that they'll be a wild card team. I think that's almost a guarantee at this point. I have confidence that they can get it done.
The Cowboys?
No, Buffalo.
Oh yeah,
Cowboys.
They could win
the
East.
They'll win the NFC East because again, just how pathetic it is.
Because Philadelphia just sucks. But you know what? I feel bad for. I really do. And maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. I feel bad for Dak Prescott. I think he's a good quarterback.
Oh yeah.
I think he's a good quarterback on a very poor run team.
I think it's a situation that you just got to get rid of.
Jason Garrett's got to go.
Yeah.
There's just no
he's been well overdue to get fired there. Again, Dallas has not done anything since he's been the head coach. You need to move on.
You know, everybody used to blame Tony Romo for this, that, and the other thing. Are you blaming Dak Prescott now?
They find all sorts of people to blame out there. Again, whether it was Wade Phillips, again, when he was a head coach, Garrett, you find it was Elliott, you find it with Prescott.
Well, you got to blame Garrett. I mean, some of his decisions or wherever the decisions are being made.
Yeah.
But, again, I like Dak Prescott. I think he's a great quarterback. And if he, just throw him, for example, threw him on the Niners, he'd be just as good as Jimmy Garoppolo.
I'd rather have Jimmy G over Dak Prescott.
I'm just saying Prescott is that good of a quarterback.
Well, but again, as we look at least in Sunday Night Football very quickly as we're about approaching the top of the hour, but how about that? The 49ers, where we talk about, hey, statement wins or at least not being tested here so far in 2019 for the 49ers. Well, they got tested with a pretty good Green Bay team where, a lot on the line as we get later on in the season, at least being that number one seed in the NFC.
Right.
Well, they made a statement last night at Levi's. They whipped they whipped on the Packers.
They still got 3 testers coming up. They got Baltimore.
They got Baltimore. Which
they
is
got New Orleans, and they got to go to Seattle.
Yeah.
So, and again, and this is how tough the race is right now, especially with the Seahawks and the Niners. You win, you got to win to stay number 1. If you lose, you're down to number 5. That's how far you drop by losing. So, every game's important. But, Jimmy Garoppolo, I'll give him high marks. Last night he threw a lot better. He made better decisions. It's good to have George Kittle back. Kittle was very instrumental. Was it Mostert? He ran very well last night, even with the other running back on the shelf.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, 49ers just taking care of business. Green Bay. There was no surprise there. Again, this is a team that can do something like this.
He was running for his life most of the night.
Yeah, that gives credit. Again, this defense is vastly improved of where they've been at in the past couple seasons, without a doubt. But again, they will be tested on the road coming up at least December 1st. 11 a.m. is the kickoff for this one on Fox at Baltimore, where Baltimore is right now favored by 4 points. 49ers win this game on the road. I think that's the statement win. That is a win to say and solidify and say, yes, 49ers are probably the best team in the NFL. And I'd say they even are better than the New England Patriots. I think it's something
you're
where
really stepping out on a limb on that one. I think the Patriots' defense is pretty damn good. I think it's really, really good.
I think the 49ers could easily compete with that.
If these two teams played each other, it would be a very low-scoring game, in my opinion.
Yeah, it'd be a wonderful Super Bowl again where you have
love to see
the protege versus the teacher, so to speak, of Tom Brady and Jimmy G, and it could be. It honestly could be.
Yeah. Well, we know it won't be the Raiders after that egg they laid against the New York Jets yesterday.
Wow. But again, the Raiders still have a shot at winning the AFC West. Go figure.
They're not going to win it. Coming up, Space Patrol.